Hello everyone, my name is Eric Wren, and today I'm going to show you how to design in Inkscape a free scalable vector graphics software in order to make your own laser cut coasters. These are some examples of laser cut coasters, and there's a free design software called Inkscape. So if you open your web browser and go to inkscape.org, and depending upon what operating system you have, you download and install the browser, you will see a page that comes up that looks like this. This will be your scalable vector graphic in Inkscape dashboard. And today I'm going to show you how I made the coronavirus graphics that you see here. So the first thing that I did was I created a 4-inch circle. The way that you create the 4-inch circle is you click on where it says create circle here, and then you simply click on select and transform object, and then by default I have mine set up that has an infill, and then what you can do is go up to object and click on fill and stroke, and then say no fill, and then you'll simply have an outline. And then from here, you can tell the program what size you want your circle to be. So in this case, I'm going to say, hey, let's first change the units of measurements to inches, and then let's make it a 4-inch circle. So 4 inches for the width, 4 inches for the height, and then we have a perfect circle there. And then if you take a look here, we can create our own graphics through just kind of freehanding. If you wanted to draw curves, you could. You can draw a series of lines in any shape that you wanted, or you can just find a graphic that you like on the internet. And that's what I did here. I found these two kind of coronavirus, COVID-19 graphics. And the way that I did that is I went to your web browser and I typed in coronavirus black and white graphics. And then these were some of the choices that I had. So this is one of the choices that I picked, and the other one was here. So the way that I got these to show up in my Inkscape software is I right-clicked on them, and I said copy the image. And then I went to the software program, Inkscape, and I said, okay, I want to paste that, and then I'm going to go to Path in Inkscape and say trace the bitmap. Now when I do that, it's going to turn my image that I have online into a path that I can use for graphics. And so if you take a look, click on select and transform object. Now this is the original image that I have here. Excuse me, this is the original image. I'm going to delete that, and now I have a path. This is a path of 632 nodes or dots, and if I double click on that, I can see, excuse me, not double click, but if I click here to edit paths, then you can see how we have 632 nodes, and they're all connected in some way with paths. So I'm just going to go back up to select and transform object. I'm going to move that into the center of my circle, and there I have it. So that's how I made that one. Again, I'll show you the process one more time, and then I'll show you how to personalize it a little bit further with this slash. So if I go to back to, say, this one, here in I select copy the image, go back to my Inkscape software, let's just say I want to copy that. You can say Control C, and that will copy that, or Control D will duplicate that circle. And then I say paste. Then I have 2 circles here. And then I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to say copy the image, go back to Inkscape, and I'm going to right click and say paste. And I got this image. And I'm going to go back up to path and say trace bitmap one more time. And as soon as I do that, I'm going to click this window here, and I'm going to see that I have a path with 310 nodes. So this is the original image. I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to double click on the path and kind of zoom in a little bit, move it over, and then I'm going to just delete this watermark that we don't want in our graphic, and click back on where it says select and transform objects, and then I'm going to put that right in here, and now you can see that I have the second coaster. And then to personalize it a bit further, I'm just going to go to the Create Rectangles and Squares option here, and create a rectangle. And then I'm going to move this rectangle down across my graphic, and then I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to bring it in from the left, I'm going to bring it in from the right, and then I'm going to maybe make it a little bit smaller, and then if I click on it again, I can actually rotate it. Whoops. Anytime you get to where you made a mistake, you can always hit Control Z, and it does the last action. Control Z. And then from here, I'm going to grab the curve here, and I'm going to move my item around. I'm not sure why it's not moving it around, but if I click on this, it should be moving it. I should be able to move it like this, any direction that I want. But for some reason, I'm not able to do that. So let's try again. I'm going to go up here and say Create Rectangles and Squares. I'm just going to kind of move it from here to there. And then now I have my square. And I can... Okay, it is rotating. I just couldn't quite see it there. So I'm going to rotate that. And then maybe I'll kind of recenter it. And then from here, if I wanted to, say, fill in the gradient here for saying no, coronavirus, then I can go to where it says Object, and then go to Fill and Stroke, and then I can say, for my fill and stroke here, I can say linear gradient, and that's how I get the slash. So from here, I have shown you how to make the 2 coasters. You can imagine how these would look. If you sent to me these 2 files, then I would be able to make them into coasters like we saw originally, back up to the laser cut coasters. So 4-inch coasters would be personalized to your liking. Now they don't have to be coronavirus coasters, but give it a shot. See how it turns out for you. I'd love to make some coronavirus coasters for you. The last thing is to go to File, Save As, and then save it as whatever file name that you want. Important to make it a .svg scalable vector graphic, and say save. And then from there, you can send it to me. My email address is E as in echo, Ren, R-E-N-N, the number 6 at gmail.com. Again, that's eren6@gmail.com. I hope you like this video. Comment, and make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.